Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Langton. I'm one of the partners with Four Corners Immigration Law, and today I wanted to talk to you about what is going on with the immigration court in Portland, Oregon. Long story short, the court is closed through at least October 23rd of 2020. Basically what's been happening is about every week we get a notice that they're extending their closure, so we don't really have a concrete timeline of when they can reopen safely and comply with all of the requirements in place to have a safe opening in light of the COVID-19 national pandemic. So what does this mean for cases? This is what the question that we've been getting from a lot of clients. So first, there are no non-detained hearings. That means if you had a master calendar hearing scheduled during the closure or an individual hearing scheduled during the closure, those are going to get rescheduled automatically. If you had a hearing challenging a negative credible fear determination, those are actually going forward, and that's a bit of a recent development that we just learned. The court is also open to accept filings and documents. However, their strong preference is that you submit those documents via mail, and if your case is eligible, you can also file your documents in certain motions using email now, and that is temporary and only certain cases qualify. One thing that we do know is what their plan is going to be for reopening, or at least the broad strokes of the plan. So it's going to be in 3 phases. Phase 1 will be individual hearings only, and it will be a maximum of 2 per day. So one judge will hear the case in their courtroom, the respondent and their attorney will be in another courtroom, and the attorney who represents ICE will be at some other third location. We don't have a lot of information on that yet. Between hearings, they will do a deep clean and sanitize everything, and then they'll restart for the second hearing of the day. There will be no master calendar hearings, and there will be 1 judge doing hearings per day in phase 1. In phase 2, they're going to still have individual calendar hearings only, so your final hearings or your trials as they're commonly called. But they will be having 2 to 3 judges hearing those cases, so the amount of hearings they can hear per day is going to increase. Phase 3 is when they're going to start phasing back in those master calendar hearings. We don't know what the procedure is going to be. My best guess would be that they're going to encourage more motions practice. For example, sending written pleadings to your notices to appear, filing your applications via mail or via window filing at the court, and things like that. But we don't have a lot of guidance on that yet. And truthfully, the court isn't even open for phase 1 yet. So we're a pretty long way away from phase 3 and master calendar hearings. So what does this mean for people who have had their cases delayed? Unfortunately, it does look like things are going to get more and more delayed the longer the court is closed, because there's going to be a limited amount of space and a limited amount of people that can be in that courtroom once they do reopen. If you had a hearing that was scheduled during this closure, it's going to get rescheduled automatically. There's nothing else you have to do. We don't have a lot of information on the average time that is going to add to your case. It will delay things, but we don't know exactly when we're going to be getting those hearing notices. If your case has not even had an initial master calendar hearing yet, then you're going to probably, fair to say, expect some lengthy delays in that type of case. And in terms of judges, the judges are going to keep their dockets the same. At least that's the knowledge we have so far, is that if you were assigned 1 judge at the beginning of your case, that is going to stay the same even as they restructure their dockets. One thing that could happen as well, and this is something we've seen whenever there's an unexpected scheduling event at the courthouse, is that even if you have a hearing that is scheduled for a date after the court opens, it is possible that that hearing will get rescheduled as well as they shuffle and restructure their docket to accommodate the people who had their hearings canceled. If you have any questions about this, if you have a case in front of the immigration court in Portland, Oregon, please feel free to contact us, and you can get all our contact information at fourcornerslaw.com.